Good evening, good evening. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Sharita Bagby, and I am thrilled you are here for our encore presentation for Virgo New Moon, Deep Healing and Divine Manifestation. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am so excited about this. I cannot tell you. So what I'm going to do is get ready to dive in, but a reminder, this is our encore presentation. So we will not be doing any face-to-face interaction on this one. And honestly, guys, I will not be checking the chat. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a PM, send me an email at sharita@iamgoddesslife.com, and we will get you squared away. So let's go ahead and dive in. So a couple of things that I really just want to let you know right off top what we are going to talk about tonight. So this is what you will learn. You are going to learn the importance of the Virgo new moon. You mean the whole reason why we're here right now, right? You're also going to learn a deep inner healing ritual that you can do anytime, any place, no matter where you're at. If you feel like you need healing in your life, in your heart, in your soul, in your spirit, in your finances even, this is something that you will be able to take with you forever. You're also going to learn how to tap into and deepen your connection to the divine. How to get off the roller coaster of life and become a neutral observer. Because here's the thing, guys. So many people are slaves to their emotions, never realizing that they're creating at all times. So we are going to dive into that tonight. And when you can become a neutral observer, then you begin to recognize exactly what's going on around you. You begin to recognize the guidance, the direction, the lessons, the understanding, the clarity, all right? You're also going to learn how to attract your divine passion, your life's purpose into your life now. And finally, you are also going to learn how to remove any blockages in your flow of abundance. We're not going to just like go over them or go around them. We are going to crush them, dissolve them, remove them completely so that abundance begins to just flow. And guys, there's a couple things you're going to need. So first off, do what you can. I realize it's evening time, family's home, but if you can, a quiet place without distraction for about the next hour and a half tops. We're going to go fast tonight, and because we're not doing any Q&A, that will definitely speed it up as well. And also, you're going to need an open mind, really an open mind to receive guidance and direction from above. And finally, you're going to need a pen and paper, okay? We're going to do some writing tonight. So guys, I want to make a couple of promises to you. These are my promises to you. I promise you that as we go throughout this process, not just today, but in the upcoming days and weeks, that I am going to be with you every single step of the way. I also promise you that with consistency, you are really going to begin to attract your heart's desires into your life. Not, 10, 15, 20 years from now, but beginning in this lunar cycle. And then also my promise to you is that you will gain a deeper connection with your divine self, with source, with spirit, with God. So, by the way, I list all of those on the screen because you will see me or you will hear me using those terms interchangeably. But your higher self, you're going to be able to get a deeper connection to the divine, all right? So what I'm going to do, guys, before we move forward is I'm going to just move me out of the way here and let's dive in. Now, disclaimer, I am not an astrologist. I don't claim to know, to be the astrology guru by any way, shape, or form. Really what I'm doing tonight is I just want to cover some basic characteristics of Virgos. So as we go through this Virgo new moon, we understand what it is that we're feeling, what it is that, wow, I don't normally do this, but I really feel the urge to X, Y, and Z. Now you know with what you're working with, right? So Virgo energy, let's just talk a little bit about Virgo. By the way, if you didn't know, I'm a Virgo. So the symbol of a Virgo is usually a virgin holding a sheaf of wheat. The element Virgo is an earth element. It's a mutable, feminine, or negative sign. Masculine tends to be positive, feminine, negative. Planetary ruler is Mercury, and the soul level is at the moon. So the opposite of Virgo, or the polarity energy of Virgo, is Pisces. Now, as a Virgo, I am surrounded by Pisces. Love y'all. You talk about we balance each other out. And then also, Virgo rules the 6th house, the house of health. So I don't want you to just think about your physical health. But I also want you to think about your emotional health, your spiritual health, your financial health, the health of your relationships, health, right? So a couple of Virgo's best characteristics or their best traits. And what I did was in bold, you'll just find the things that most people are aware of that kind of stand out the most. Virgos, we're intelligent people. At least I like to think that I am. But no, Virgos tend to be pretty intelligent, analytical. Virgos are absolutely analytical, precise, introverts to some extent, not for everybody. Intense, sensible, serious, practical, realistic, loyal. Virgos are definitely known for being loyal. Responsible, down to earth, which I think is interesting considering Virgos are earth signs. Cautious, patient, self-disciplined, dependable. Virgos, again, because we tend to be known as loyal, very dependable, especially in work situations. Flexible, adaptable, balanced, and curious. And that can sometimes go in both directions, because sometimes Virgos, we want so much information that we may be nosy when it comes to the personal side, because again, we're analytical, we want the facts. But on the flip side of the coin, it can also be on the business side where we're looking for so much fact gathering that we're not moving forward. We're too busy gathering facts. So it goes both directions. Virgo's least favorable traits would be basically overanalyzing, everything, being critical, stubborn. Virgos, again, because Virgos tend to be so intellectual that sometimes creativity can feel like a block, might feel blocked within Virgos. Virgos can be very materialistic, skeptical, flexible, narrow-minded, and interfering. Now, something is telling me, Spirit's telling me to go back to materialistic. I don't want anybody to be offended by this. Remember, I'm a Virgo too. But Virgos, because Virgos tend to be so factual and so detailed, that oftentimes things like success can be measured in material wealth. Does that make sense? So it doesn't mean that Virgos are shallow and materialistic. It just means that some Virgos may measure things like success by material possessions, because again, it's all about facts, right? Virgos can sometimes be inflexible, again, because when we're getting in the realm of creation, creativity rather, and imagination, where that might feel somewhat stagnant in some Virgos, so it may leave them appearing to be inflexible, narrow-minded, or interfering. Some Virgos, and I never really realized this about myself until a couple of really close friends pointed it out to me. But Virgos, we can seem pretty cold or pretty aloof, kind of seem like we're indecisive sometimes as well. A lot of that, y'all, goes into the heavy analysis. As far as the aloof or unemotional, emotions don't follow a set grid or scale. Emotions are very fluid, right? So Virgos can seem to be a little aloof sometimes, or a little cold, because Virgos like to deal in facts. So self-indulging, a tendency to procrastinate, again, due to the high analysis of everything, that sometimes Virgos get a little overwhelmed and it's like, Virgos can also seem flighty, pessimistic, tend to dwell on errors and imperfections. Now, here's the funny thing about Virgos. Virgos, again, because we deal in facts, Virgos can be very critical of others, but we don't take criticism that well. All right, so if you are around a Virgo who seems to nitpick, it ain't personal. That's just how that Virgo mind operates. Virgos tend to like intellectual stimulation. Now, I'm probably telling a little bit too much, but I will be the first to tell anybody, you better touch my brain, my mind, before you ever think about stimulating my body. Period. Like Virgos, we are highly intellectual. I'm not even going to say highly intellectual. I'm just going to say, because not everybody, we have different IQ levels, just like every other sign or person in the world. But intellectual stimulation for whatever it is for that particular Virgo, you want to get their motor running in any way, stimulate their minds. Details. Virgos love details. Don't tell me a story. Like, I need all the details. What time of day was it? Where were you? Who were you with? Virgos like facts. Virgos like lists. Virgos love to bring order out of chaos. Virgos love improving things, especially in the work department, where we can walk into a department or an organization. Okay, this needs to go here, that needs to go there, that needs to go there. Let's figure out what it is, and then we can make it better. Virgos thrive on that. Virgos love planning things in advance. Sometimes it goes both ways. Sometimes that's a benefit. Sometimes it's a detriment, because planning gets too intense to where in action, right? Stability, security, routines, organization. Virgos tend to dislike showing feelings because feelings can be messy, right? Public displays of emotions, unnecessary risks, chaos, or unpredictability. Now, these are not hard, cold, solid rules for every single Virgo on Earth. These are just some things to keep in mind as we're working with this Virgo new moon, or this Virgo energy, really up until the full moon in a couple of weeks. So if you notice these things within yourself, it's okay. Just realize it's the energy that's flowing, all right? Step back and recognize the energy. We don't have to judge it as good or bad, all right? So Virgo new moon, let's talk just a little bit about Virgo new moon and the significance of it. So Virgo new moon, Virgo energy is all about healing and caring for the mind, body, and soul. The mind is the gateway between the body and the soul, which is why tuning into the mind and wading through both conscious and unconscious thoughts is really important to any healing journey. So again, whatever it is that you are looking to heal or that needs healing within your life, even if you ain't looking for it, remembering that the mind is the gateway between the body and the soul, which is why tuning into the mind and wading through, going through both the conscious and unconscious thoughts is important. Now, under the influence of the September new moon, we are being called to really pay attention to the condition of our minds so we can heal and step into our power, so that we can heal and step into our goddess power, step into our God power, step into our divinity. All right? So guys, what I want to start doing is the first portion of this stream is dive into the healing process. All right? So what do you need to do? Prepare for great change because they are on their way now. Prepare for great changes. They are on their way now. So the first thing you need to do is to be open without expectation or preconceived notions, all right? So you're walking into this healing process with no expectations of what it looks like or how it's gonna happen. You're gonna allow the energy, the healing energy of the universe to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should. So whatever just popped in your mind, that's what needs healing right now. So again, being open, no expectations. Key word, allow. Allow the healing energy of the universe to help you find the best solution for any situation. Take your time to create space where this healing energy can flow. Take your time to create a space, not only in your physical world, but within, so that this healing energy can flow. And just expect a miracle. Expect a miracle. Now, I know number one says be open without expectation or preconceived notions. We're going in without expectations on how things are going to happen. The only thing we're walking into is opening ourselves up to receive the healing flow of the universe, and we are just expecting our miracle. We know, because we are stepping into our power. So, number one, be open without expectations or preconceived notions. The universe offers healing energy without an agenda, okay? So that's just the number one thing to remember. Sometimes people are like, oh, well, I'm being punished right now. Oh, well, this is karma coming back to get me. Just know that the universe offers healing energy, offers information, offers guidance, offers experience without an agenda. No agenda. The only intent is for your highest good and your spiritual growth, okay? Healing may not necessarily look or feel like you expected, again, because we are third dimensional beings. We are human beings. So that means that we have very limited knowledge and information compared to what is in the universe. So healing might not look like what you expect it to look like because the universe has more information. It has more at its disposal. It's doing things behind the scenes that your human brain doesn't necessarily recognize or understand. And you honestly really may not recognize it immediately. So one of the key signatures to realizing that is, sometimes a situation will come back in life and we'll pop back up and we'll go, man, the old me would have freaked out, or the old me would have handled this totally different. So you realize, man, I've really grown. I've healed from that situation. So sometimes you might not recognize your healing immediately. Number two, allow the healing energy of the universe to help you find the best solution for any solution that does not appear as it should. So you will begin to notice your healing through your experiences even before the complete resolution of the issue at hand. You'll start to notice, well, you know what, let me sit tight, we'll come to that. The issue, you'll start to notice this issue or this concern, whatever the situation, whatever it is, it'll somehow be lifted from you. You'll just start to notice that it's not in your hands and it's not burdening you. It'll feel as if it's genuinely out of your control, right? It's not in your hands, but yet the situation will not be out of control. Does that make sense? It'll feel like it's not, okay, something's happening. I don't necessarily see. God has stepped in, my divine, intuition, my divinity, my higher self, a higher power is working this out for my good. But yet, even though it's not in your control, it's not going to be out of control, right? It'll still be focused in detail. And number three, take your time to create space where this healing energy can just flow. So spending time in a sacred place to contemplate and reflect will help you to connect to your divine intuition for intervention as soon as possible. So many times we send out all these thoughts, these wishes, these hopes, these prayers, and we're waiting. But at the end of the day, you want to speed this stuff up, yo? If you want to speed this up, then you must spend time in your sacred place to contemplate and reflect, spending time to open yourself up and allow that energy to flow, to connect to the divine. The more and more you do that, the easier and easier it gets, the faster and faster your results come, your healing, your manifestations, your divine manifestations, whatever it is that you are doing. Your sacred place can be a physical place. It can be a place in nature, your meditation space or group. I live in West Houston, and there are actually a handful of meditation groups that get together. I like Meetup. I think it's meetups.com, and I'm able to find meditation circles, meditation groups, healing rooms, healing circles, anything like that. Make time to go to those spaces, places, maybe even set up a sanctuary or like an altar in your home if you have anything that is sacred to you. Like for me, right now around me, I've got all my stones surrounding me. I've got a couple of different decks of cards on either side. So when I'm sitting here, I'm being blasted, right? So the other thing that's beautiful about that is the more you go back to this place, the easier and easier it becomes to connect. Indulge in just being. Just be as you are in that moment. Be present in the moment. You're not thinking about what happened yesterday. You're not thinking about what's going to go on later on. You're just being present in the moment. Again, allowing that energy to just flow, not only around you, but within, not only within you, but through you, okay? Use this time to simply be, to not have to think, to not sort out or analyze, all right? Now, if thoughts come in your mind, so be it. Allow them to continue to flow, but we're not forcing anything. Open, rest, allow. Here's that word again, allow inspiration or guidance to flow as it chooses. Now, here's a reminder, guys. It's important when entering your sacred space that you do not set an agenda or have a specific expectation. So I just wanted to go over that again. When you go into your sacred space, you're not setting an agenda. This is going to happen like this, and then it's going to go like that, and then no. Really, when you go into your sacred space, if you find yourself, going in with an agenda, then a mantra, an affirmation, something you might want to repeat to yourself, I dedicate this space to the divine within. I dedicate this space to the divine within. I dedicate this space to the divine within. When not attempting to find solutions, but actually actively letting go mentally and emotionally and allowing ourselves to go into a deep, peaceful state, relaxed, but not numb, we can often have guidance, inspiration, clarity, and knowing literally drop into our consciousness, right? We don't have to go actively seeking it, just allow it, and it will come to you. We don't need to actively seek these things. They can just happen when we create open space, when we clear the clutter, when we clear the excess, all the things that don't really actually matter. Healing happens most powerfully when there is space, openness, and allowing. Space, openness, allowing. Space, openness, allowing. We let go for healing to flow. So y'all, what we're gonna do, I am actually gonna take me off the screen for just a little bit because I don't want to distract while we go through this. We are gonna go through the ritual of the Chamber of Healing. And again, I am gonna just give you a heads up. There's a little bit of weather going on and there's some noise outside. I'm hoping my my wild card here, my doggy, stays nice and quiet. So this ritual of ritual of the Chamber of Healing, this comes from our Isis Oracle deck. Now, in an ideal world, before I go into that, again, guys, remember with this Chamber of Healing, this is something you can do anytime, any place, right? Whenever you feel that you need, whenever you're being guided and directed, whenever this pops into your mind. Oh, I remember I was watching that live stream, you know, the encore presentation with Sharita, and she did that Chamber of Healing. If that pops into your mind, go into it. There's a reason why. So ideally you would do this exercise, you know, physically, but if you can't, then really just go into your mind's eye. Visualize it instead. So do it with interaction to surrender to the sacred space and receive the healing love of the universe. And I repeat, do it with the intention to surrender into sacred space and receive the healing love of the universe. When we hold an intention to surrender into our sacred space, we are opening up to other realms. Intentional surrender transforms an action into an element of ritual. So I want to repeat that. Intentional surrender transforms an action into an element of ritual. Instead of simply acting, we imbue our activity with focused energy. It is the intention to surrender into the sacred space that transforms a walk in the park into an inner journey into the Chamber of Healing. So again, guys, I'm going to use this little video here. If you are having trouble visualizing, if you're not actually in nature, then you can use this video. You can use this this water, this image, as your point of nature, right? So really, let's take a couple of deep breaths. I'm going to grab a sip of water here, and let's start to really calm our minds and start to create that open space. Take yourself into a place in nature that you love. A beach, beside a lake, in a forest, sand dunes or caves. It might even be near your favorite plant, animal, or perhaps, you know, perhaps a pet, or your favorite tree in a garden or parkland. Go to any place that feels nourishing to you at this time. Quietly, in your heart, imagine connecting with the light of your own divine essence. Sense it within your heart as an outstretched pair of golden white wings, glowing and growing with light and beauty. Then just relax. Sit or walk and enjoy the space. Do nothing in particular. You may touch your surroundings, feeling the bark on the trees, or gathering shells and making patterns in the sand. Watch the waves and the lines. Watch the waves and the lines left on the shore as they retreat, or listen to the leaves of the trees as the breeze moves through them. Feel the cool smoothness of rocks or stones. Just enjoy. Be in your body. And if you are finding it hard to stop thinking, to switch off, imagine that you don't have a head and that you're just a body. Feel and connect with the space. And let your mind settle into the physical sensation of being in that beautiful place. Rest. When you're ready, begin to open your eyes. And we're going to use this incantation 3 times. Healing comes, healing flows, healing blossoms, and it shows. I thank you, universe, for your love and light. Your gift through spiritual night brings me now to the light of this day, in the healing blossoms without delay. Healing comes, healing flows, healing blossoms, and it shows. I thank you, universe, for your love and light. Your gift through spiritual night brings me now to the light of this day, and the healing blossoms without delay. Healing comes, healing flows, healing blossoms, and it shows. I thank you, universe, for your love and light. Your gift through spiritual night brings me now to the light of this day, and healing blossoms without delay. Oh, I love that. Now, guys, again, that was a very short, very easy healing that you can do anywhere. Go into your sacred space, close your eyes, allow your mind to free itself of all the clutter of the day. Get into nature, whether you're physically in nature or whether you're in your mind's eye. Allow yourself to touch and feel and sense all the nature around you, the bark on the trees, the blades of grass, the sand between your toes. And as you do so, you imagine that white light within you, that winged white light as it expands and it grows. And we just rest. That is it. We just rest in the divine. And as we rest and open, it allows for all that nourishing, healing energy to come in. And again, y'all, this is why we said we go into this without expectation. Without expectation, because at the end of the day, the healing happens in a way that's personal to you that even you may not understand, but your higher self does. So what I want you to do is to hold this vibration, hold this feeling, this calmness, this peaceness, hold this peacefulness. I want you to hold this as we start to move into the second portion, the second half of our course today, getting into divine manifestation. So again, we're almost done, guys. So what I want to talk about in particular, now that we've talked about Virgo, we've talked about Virgo new moon and healing, what I really want to do is I want to start talking about divine passion, because what we're doing, we're healing from within. We're creating that space to not only heal past hurts, trauma, pain, guilt, whatever that may have gone on in life. But now that we're healing it and we're becoming more whole, more solid, we're connecting to the divine. We are bringing about that divine passion, that divine inner self. At the end of the day, the goal is to live our life's purpose, to walk our life's path, to live in that divine passion. So through this lunar cycle, we're going to dive into the healing process. We're going to dig deeper into our shadow self and uncover and crush the blockages to our flow of abundance. In the next few minutes, we're going to begin to cultivate an environment within so that the universe may deliver a deep sense of connection. Like attracts like, y'all. The goal is to create and hold the vibration of your divine passion. So this is where your pen and paper start to come into play. So please, if you will, grab your pen and paper. And we are going to, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. We're going to get to business. Now, one thing I will caution you is, yeah, I'll just think about it, or I'll text it in my phone, or I'll type it on my computer. Pen and paper, there's so much science that shows when you physically write with a pen on paper, you're making that hand-brain connection, and it makes it even more real for you. And again, at the end of the day, this is about holding that vibration of your divine passion to bring about what you want. So make the connection, physically write it out. All right, so what we're going to start off with tonight is, what is your what? So now we're moving more into that. We've gone through, we've talked about the healing session, the healing portion. Now that we're allowing that healing energy to flow and to work within us, now we're really going to dive into our divine passion. So what is your what? Think back to your childhood. Actually, I'm going to back up a hot second. Some of you already know your life's purpose, your divine passion, your highest goddess or highest God self. You know what it is that you are on this earth to do. But for some of you, you're not entirely sure, right? You're still trying to figure that out. So really, I want both of you to use this time to connect, all right? So especially for those of you who are still trying to figure it out or trying to clarify it in particular, I want you to think back to your childhood. What were you doing that made you the most happy when you were a kid? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to, there we go. I want you to think about your five senses: sight, hearing, touch, feeling, taste. You know, you could come up with at least one joy for each of these senses, right? What is it that makes you happy? If you're not sure what your divine purpose is, your divine passion, your life's path, start basics. What is it that makes you happy? What is it that you truly enjoy from every aspect of life? So some examples may be like watching children play. Kids are hilarious. I personally, I even like watching dogs. They're funny. They are so funny when they're playing with each other. Maybe for you, that true peace, that true connection, that true sense of like just feeling whole comes when you're hiking up a mountain. For some of you, it's in the kitchen when you're cooking. You feel so inspired when you're in the kitchen. It's like something comes over you, and you just create these magnificent meals. You're self-taught. You never went to culinary school, right? For some, it may be watching the world go by out of your window. You really just enjoy observing, feeling like you're connected or connecting or taking advantage of what there is. Uh, for some others, it might be telling someone that you love them. Fresh sheets on the bed. Okay, not gonna lie, that one's one that I really love. I love fresh, clean sheets on the bed. That is something that really, it delights a few of my senses. Not only touch, feeling, you know, well, it doesn't really get into my taste, you know, but even my sight, because when there's clean sheets on the bed, the bed is freshly made. I am one, I love to shower right before bed, especially when there's clean sheets, shave, make sure I moisturize and get in and just feel the silkiness of the sheets. Dare I even say, sleep in the buff. My husband might get mad at that one. Let me keep that. Let me reel that one back in. But what is it? What is your what? What makes you feel most at peace, most connected, most happy in your world? Whatever it is, the things that you write down are going to be unique to you. So guys, we're going to use some stream of conscious writing tonight, all right? So what I want you to do, I want you to answer the question, what are my top 10 joys in life? So for those of you who don't know what your life purpose is, your divine passion, your life's path, you're gonna start by writing your top 10, and if you can come up with more, keep writing joys in life. For those of you who know exactly what your life purpose is, your life path is, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reconnect to the what. What is it? I want you to spend the next 5 minutes really going deep within and just writing all about the what. What is it? What is it that makes you happy? So we've got 5 minutes on the clock, and guys, go ahead and go now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to attempt to, bear with me, see if we can get a little music in the background. All right, I have a speaker over here, so I'm going to plug into that. But keep writing. Got about 2.5 minutes left. Keep writing. About 20 seconds left. All right. So what'd y'all notice? That's our 5 minutes. Stream of conscious writing, guys. And I probably should have said this ahead of time. Anytime you hear me talk about stream of conscious writing, really put pen to paper and just start writing. If you're not sure what to write, then start with that. Hey, Sharita said to do stream of conscious writing. I'm not really sure what to write. You just write the first thing that comes off the top of your mind. You don't analyze it. You don't judge it. You don't even spell check it, right? Just write. So really, I want you to just kind of review your notes. What did you come up with? What are the things that you saw? What surprised you? What was interesting to you? What was a no-brainer? The next thing I want to dive into is your why. Let's dive into your why. Okay, so you know what makes you happy, right? You know what your life purpose is. Why? Why is it that this is your life? Why do you feel so strongly about this? You know, think about that gut feeling you get when you're doing your heart's desire. Like for me, when I'm in the middle of a coaching call and all of a sudden the person I'm working with, they just get these light bulb moments, like my gut just is like, you like think about what it is that you feel when you're doing your life's purpose, or when you're doing those things that you love. Also, again, consider all your senses: sight, hearing, touch, feeling, taste. All right. So some examples of your why may be like, it feels good to help. I mean, that's just straight up. A lot of people do certain things because it feels good to help. Maybe you want to prevent another from feeling a certain way. That's my why. That's how I got into this whole mind, body, spirit, fitness, nutrition, counseling, all of that. Because once I finally understood how easy it was to maintain health, how easy it was to lose fat, how easy it was to reverse conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, eczema, acne, depression, anxiety, I was pissed off. I was so mad. I was like, I don't want anyone else to ever feel as unempowered as I felt going through this situation. That was one of my big whys. Maybe you feel it's your why because you feel more at peace or you feel more joyful in life when you're doing whatever it is, your life purpose, whatever it is that you enjoy. It's something you can't explain, or you're just drawn to it, right? Sometimes we just don't really have an answer. Like, I'm just drawn to this. I don't know what it is about this, but I can't seem to get away from it. Every time I turn around in my life, I'm just drawn to it. Maybe you're just damn good at something, right? I'm just too good at this to not earn a living doing it. Or, for me, and this is one of those things for me, sometimes I just really enjoy the challenge. I enjoy the thrill of the challenge, the thrill of conquering. So we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to do some stream of conscious writing. Again, just writing the first thing that comes to mind. We're not analyzing it. We're not judging it. We're not spell checking it. None of that. We're just writing as it comes to our minds. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to answer the question, at my core being, why do I want to do this? Why do I want to do this? So 5 minutes back on the clock, y'all, and let's dive back in. So get to writing. Just under 2.5 minutes left. Keep writing. Write whatever comes to mind. Just keep writing. All right, about 20 seconds. Go ahead and start finishing your last sentence for now. All right. So what'd you come up with, guys, on your whys? Do me a favor, go ahead and comment, post some comments, and we will definitely check those when we get done. But please, please let me know, what did you come up with in your whys? At your core being, why do you want to do this? I mean, why do you love it? Why do you feel like it's your life purpose? All right. So now I really want to dive into the nitty gritty, y'all. You're feeling the groove. You know what it is that you want to do or what your life purpose is, what you really enjoy. You know why you enjoy it. So now let's figure out, what are those blockages in your flow of abundance? In particular, like, what defeating thoughts are you keeping, or what thoughts and beliefs are you holding on that are currently keeping you from living your life purpose, from living your heart's desire, from living your highest God or goddess life? Right? You know what it is, your divine passion, right? Or at least you have a good idea by now. And you know why you love it or why it's your life's purpose. But what's keeping you from living that life purpose full time? What thoughts do you hold? What beliefs do you hold? What are all the reasons you think and feel like you can't live your highest goddess life? Like, what are all the thoughts that come to your mind, all right? When you're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could do this. So some examples are, the most common one is, there's no way I could support myself or my family doing this. No one likes this but me. I'm just not good enough. That one falls under most people's category. Most people, especially the less mainstream whatever it is, the life purpose is, sometimes people feel like they're not good enough. Or sometimes something's very mainstream and you feel like, oh, but there's other people out there who've been doing it so much longer, who are so much better at it than me. I'm still brand new in the game. Maybe another thought block would be, I don't have everything I need. Like, you might need more money. You might feel like you need more equipment. You might feel like you need more support, more stuff. People will think I'm crazy. Trust me, that one used to be a block for me regularly. People are, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm crazy. We're talking about Sharita, like the ex full-time party girl, now doing goddess readings on Facebook. What? I'm too scared to try. Like, that's keeping it real. Like, sometimes we're just big old fraidy pants. You know, keep it real. It doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, and I'm really good at it, and I love it, and I enjoy it, but it doesn't make sense. So we are going to go back into one last set, one last longer set of the stream of conscious writing. Answer the question, what are my limiting thoughts and beliefs? So basically, when you think about living your life purpose, when you think about, living a life, doing the things that you love most, what is stopping you from living that life right now? Whether it seems like fantasy or whether it seems reality, what are the thoughts? What are the limiting thoughts and beliefs? I don't have enough money. I can't earn a living doing this. I got bills to pay, 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go. One minute left. Keep writing. All right, y'all. So I realized that is probably the easiest section. That's why we did it a little bit shorter, because because a lot of times it is easier for us to come up with reasons why not than why, right? So really want you to just kind of take a glance at your list there. What thoughts, what beliefs are keeping you from moving to your highest goddess life? And don't worry, I'm going to bring this full circle as we begin to wrap up in a little bit. So guys, we're going to take it to the next level. We're going to start to talk about law of vibration. So for those of you who have been with me for a while, who've been in the Emerging Goddess, who have been in the Goddess group, one of the things I've been wanting to do forever is talk about universal laws of nature. And anytime I sat down to record a lesson on that, to record a lecture, it always got scrapped. Like there was something always wrong, and spirit, God, my higher self was like, not yet, not yet. So finally, I'm excited to be able to dive into this. So I want you to kind of keep your lists in front of you, but we're going to shift gears just a little bit. But those lists, we're going to use those in a hot second. So hold them, keep them tight, keep them close. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, law of vibration states that anything that exists in our universe, whether seen or unseen, broken down into and analyzed in its purest and most basic form, consists of pure energy or light, which resonates and exists as a vibratory frequency or pattern. So basically everything in this universe, you, me, the pencil, your pen, the lamp, everything, whether you see it or you don't see it, everything in this universe, when you break it down into its most minute, into its basic form, it consists of pure energy or light that resonates and exists as a vibratory frequency or pattern. This is science. This isn't like some hokum, some willy-nilly, some, pseudo, whatever the words people like to use these days. Like, I'm sure hokum is a popular word, but this is pure science, y'all. The law of vibration, the third of the 7 universal laws, tells us that nothing rests. Everything moves, everything vibrates. The third and the last immutable universal laws tells us that the whole universe is but a vibration. Science has confirmed that everything in the universe, including you, is pure energy vibrating at different frequencies. Everything that we experience with our physical 5 physical senses is conveyed through vibrations. The same applies to the mental realm. Your thoughts are vibrations. Your emotions are vibrations, where unconditional love, in the sense of love for another, is the highest and most subtle of the emotional vibrations. And hate is the densest, most base. You can learn to control your mental vibrations, your physical vibrations, your emotional vibrations as well. At will, excuse me. So we are going to actually start to talk about that here in a little bit. So, and I just have this chart to the right here where it shows the hermetic, I think I'm in the way here. It shows the 7 hermetic laws, vibration, visible light, approximate wavelengths and frequencies. So really, what do we notice? What does that kind of, just off the top of your head, what does that remind you of? Chakras, maybe? Okay. We'll just sit on that. Let me move this back over. So guys, I mentioned I've been wanting to talk about universal laws of nature. So just FYI, we're not going to go into them today. We're only going to really talk about vibration. But these are the other 6 laws: mentalism, correspondence, polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. What I can tell you is that we will be doing lessons on them in the future. What I cannot tell you is when, because I am finally at a place where I have completely surrendered to source, where I've completely surrendered to spirit. Whenever that time comes and we're supposed to do that, then that's when we'll do it. So what vibration or what frequency are you vibrating on? Let's look back here. Remembering that unconditional love is the highest. That's up at our purple. And that hate is the most dense, right? That's down in our red. What frequency? Where would you say that you are? What are you vibrating on? Have you reached that stage of unconditional love for everything and everyone? You still got a couple of them hates in there. I got some unconditional love, but I don't really like that girl either. You know what I'm saying? Vibration and attraction. The universe does not know if the vibration you are offering is because of what you are imagining or because of what you are observing or experiencing. Let me just read that again. I want to be abundantly clear. The universe, when it detects your frequency, when it detects your vibration, it doesn't know if you're imagining or if you're actually observing or experiencing. All it knows is that you are emitting a vibration, all right? So this should start to give you some clues. In either case, it is responding. Emotion is your guidance, all right? Or your response to your vibration. Emotion is your guidance. I'm going to clarify that. Emotion does not create, okay? Your emotion doesn't create. Emotion is your indicator of what you are already creating. Emotion is your indicator of what you are already creating. As you think, you vibrate. It is your vibrational offering that equals your point of attraction, right? So many people have heard law of attraction, law of attraction, law of attraction. What you are vibrating on is what you are bringing back to you. Remember at the very beginning, I said, y'all like attracts like, right? It is your vibrational offering, the vibration that you are offering out into the world that equals your point of attraction. The universe goes, okay, I see what Sharita's vibrating on. All right, let's go find whatever matches that frequency, okay? What you are thinking, what you are thinking and what is coming back to you is always a vibrational match. So, sorry, I'm getting messages here. All right, I'm supposed to hold off on that. The emotion, think of that as your guidance system, is telling you what's coming. I don't know if I'm ready to switch this yet. So guys, I really want to hone in on this. What you are thinking and what is coming back to you is always a vibrational match. So if you remember in our last stream of conscious writing, we spent 3 minutes on all the thoughts that are keeping you from your highest goddess life, okay? So I just want to make that little connection right there. Okay. So y'all know where I'm going with this. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So what do we do then? Well, then we shift our vibration. So guys, what I want to do here, and some of you, I know you see that I have this is my amethyst. It's amethyst with toxinite. So if you're wondering what I was holding, what I was showing you during the writing time, the stream of conscious. So I'm just going to set this down. But shift your vibration. So what we're going to do, we're going to play pretend. Let's play make-believe, right? So let's say you were in your life's purpose. You were living the dream, right? You were in your divine passion. If you were in your divine passion, what beliefs would you have to have in order to support that? So what new beliefs would you have to accept as truth in order to live your highest goddess life, hottest and highest goddess life? So, for example, if one of your limiting beliefs was, I don't have enough money to do this, then in the world of make-believe, where you're living your highest life, your divine passion, then the belief that you would have to accept is, I have plenty of money to do whatever it is that I need and want to do. Does that make sense? So we're playing make-believe right now. What new beliefs? Let's pretend you are in your divine passion. What new beliefs do you have? What new beliefs do you hold that support that? Examples. I have all the money I need. No one, and I mean no one, can do this the way that I do this better than me. Because here's the deal, guys. A lot of us do a lot of the same things, but you are unique. No one does what you do the way that you do it. You are unique unto your own. Even if someone tried to copy you, it would still be different because it's not you, all right? People love what I have to offer. What I do makes a huge difference in the world. These are some of the new examples of new thoughts that you might take on in your pretend world, in your if everything was on point, right? I am loved and admired by everyone I meet. My life is perfect. It's supposed to say, I can't help but let my light shine bright. So when we're talking about living your life purpose, walking in your divine passion, we're talking about your light shining bright, your divine light shining bright. So this is our last stream of conscious writing. We're playing pretend. So I want you to complete this sentence. I know these things to be true for my life. In your pretend world, what are these things that you know to be true in your life? 3 minutes on the clock. Let's go. About 45 seconds left, y'all. Keep writing. All right. Different flow, huh? When you're in the pretend world. So let's bring it full circle. All right, guys. So again, I promise I'm bringing everything together, and we are going to start wrapping up here in the next few minutes. New lunar cycle, new energy. New lunar cycle, new vibration. All right, so new moon, guys, just quickly, for those of you who aren't aware, and again, I don't want to spend a lot of time on astrology. These are things that you could absolutely look up on your own, but new moon in particular is noted for a time of new beginnings. It's a great time to create intentions for the lunar cycle ahead, you know, new projects, access ideas bursting to get out, new feelings, new ways of being, new ways of thinking, new ways of feeling. The work you do in the first quarter will set the tone for the remainder of the cycle. Now, remember, we spoke about this at the very beginning. New moon in Virgo is all about really paying attention to the condition of our minds so that we can heal and step into our power. So that we can heal and step into our power, our divine power, our divine God-given power. So what I want to focus on now is how to shift your vibration. And again, guys, remember that healing energy is still all around us. It's still moving in us, within us, through us, to us, all right, from us. So as we do so, now I want you to go back to your list. So your first thing, obviously, you either know your life purpose, your heart's desires, your highest goddess life, or highest God life, or you have that list of that first stream of conscious list that you did of the things of at least 10 things that you absolutely love, right? You also know which thoughts and beliefs, or in this case, which thoughts, beliefs, quote unquote, vibration, do not align with your highest goddess life. Remember, that was our third stream of conscious writing. You know your what, you know your why. And then we talked about these are the thoughts, these are the things that run through my mind when I think about living my life purpose, right? Those things don't align with your highest goddess life, with your highest God life. So you have both those lists. Now it's time to play pretend, but for real this time. Seriously, but for real this time. The universe, reminder, it does not know if the vibration you are offering is because of what you are imagining or if you are actually observing or experiencing it. Remember, the vibration you are emitting is your point of attraction. So the universe isn't like, oh, this is fake. She's imagining that. It's not really happening. That's not truly her vibration, so we're not going to send her that. No, the universe just knows the vibe's going out. So they're like, okay, boom, let me match it. That's what I send back. Whether it's coming from your imagination or whether it's coming from your real world tangible life experience. Gratitude. So when we shift our vibration, we are going to start by going into a place of gratitude, right? Because again, when we get to that vibration of gratitude, our vibration is what? Our point of attraction. So if we're grateful, then that means the universe has to send us more things to be grateful about, right? Okay, so let's start there. Start by writing any 10 things you are grateful for. Now, we're not going to do this right now. This is going to be for you to do after the session tonight. So I want you to write in any area of life, whether it be your health, your finances, your relationships, your business, your job, you know, what have you, your home life, any area of life, just whatever comes to mind, start writing. I want at least 10 things that you're grateful for. Again, use stream of conscious writing. You'll be amazed what comes out from deep within when you just sit down and write. Raising your energy to a place of gratitude begins to move you from a vibration of lack to one of abundance. Because if you're grateful for something, you're happy that you have it, that you possess it, right? So you're moving, whether it be peace, whether it be, you know, something physical, whether it be a stone, whatever, whether it be money, move to a place of gratitude for what you have. Emitting a vibration of thoughtful gratitude only attracts more things to be grateful for in your life. Again, what you are thinking and what is coming back to you is always a vibrational match. So if you're looking around and you're going, I've been dwelling on this stuff for the last year, really what you want to do is just become that neutral observer. We want to look and go, okay, so I thought I was dwelling on this, but really what I got was this. So that's a good indicator to me that really there's something within me that's sending this out. It might be those thoughts in the back of the head that says you don't have enough money, you can't support yourself, you know, blah, 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 whatever. But use your right now as an indicator of where you're at, okay? Affirmations. So now that you've gone and you've written out your gratitude, now we are moving into a place of affirmations. Use your pretend belief list, right? To create your new affirmations. So your affirmations, a couple of key things with your affirmations, y'all. Your affirmations need to be in the present tense. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about right now. From your pretend belief list, whether it feels like it's true in the physical real world or not. This is coming from your pretend belief list. So we're making affirmations that are specific to you and your highest good, your highest goddess life. Present tense, tend to use I am statements or I statements or my. They need to be declarative and definite. Not one of these days I kind of hope maybe that I will be. No, I am right now. Not now, but right now. They need to be declarative. They need to be definite. They need to be positive statements. So you want to avoid words like don't, won't, lose, quit, stop. Okay? We don't want negative words. Even when you're talking about, my affirmation is I lose 3 pounds per week. Rather, your affirmation might be something like, I am the healthiest I've ever been. That's a very declarative, very definite statement. Okay? All right. If you guys have any questions about this, by all means, make sure you're emailing me. Make sure you're scheduling a a one-on-one discovery session, men and women. Okay? make sure you're scheduling a one-on-one discovery session. And I believe I put that in the link to this. Let's see. Avoid verbs that imply being without. Avoid verbs that imply being without. Avoid mentioning the problem you wish to change. So really, at this point, what you're going to do is speak as if it's done. Speak as if it's already done. Again, remembering the universe isn't judging what you're putting out. It's not judging where it comes from. It just, oh, that's where you're at. Let me send it back. That's why we want to stay in the present tense. I am right now. That's why we want to stay declarative. We want to stick with the I am. We want to keep them extremely positive. Everything must be positive, okay? Get in your feelings. Repeat your affirmations over and over until you begin to feel your emotions rise. So for me, when I go through my affirmations list, I've got a list of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 that I use steadily. I have a couple that kind of come and go here and there, but I have 13 that are like my core affirmations. And usually by about the third time I get through my list, especially if I'm saying them out loud, right? I start getting hype with it. Your emotion does not create, okay? Remember, your emotion doesn't create, but it is an indicator of what you are already creating. So that's why we're going to get into our feelings and be aware. We are going to raise that. So the indicator is, oh, I was a little groggy and tired this morning, but I said my affirmations a few times and yeah, it's going to be a great day. I'm feeling great. I'm in a wonderful mood. That is the indication of what you are already creating, right? The more positive emotion you feel, the higher indication of the vibration you are attracting to you. Nurture your vibration with consistency. And guys, oh my gosh, I like, whoo, that one hit me just real quick in the gut. This is so key. This is so key. Nurture your vibration with consistency. This is not just saying your affirmations on a regular basis, but nurturing your vibration with consistency means being aware of the people that you hang out with, being aware of the television shows and the movies that you are watching, being aware of the music and the radio stations that you are listening to. Have you ever, oh my God, I had to stop myself. And to this day, I still have to stop myself. You ever see something just really enraging or really enthralling or appalling or something that grips you on Facebook? And then for me, here's the kicker. I'll go read the frickin' comments. Oh my God, I had to learn to stop reading the comments because there's some really, I'm not going to call them stupid. I'm not going to call them ignorant. I'm going to just say there are some very diverse feelings and opinions in the world that don't always agree with me. And I get upset and frustrated. And before you know it, I'm pissed off all from reading, this Facebook article. And then I went and read the comments, right? You have to nurture yourself from all sides. It doesn't mean that you don't pay attention to what's going on in the world, right? It doesn't mean that you're completely oblivious to what's going on. It means that you guard, protect, and nurture yourself consistently. Here's where some of us get jacked up. We're in a great mood and we turn on certain kind of music, and that music doesn't always align with our highest spiritual self. And then all of a sudden we still might be in a good mood, but we are way in our egos. Even though we're not hating, quote unquote hate, if we remember back to that vibrational rainbow chart that we saw, we are still down in the red. We kicked ourselves from green, blue, purple, all the way down to red, still feeling in a good mood, but now it's something else, right? That mood is altered a little bit. So your emotions, they're not creating, but they're playing. They're a key indicator for you. So you need to nurture your vibration with consistency. If you notice every time you go hang out with this person, you come home feeling like shit about yourself, guess what? You might need to do something, make a leather arrangement, do something a little different. Maybe not hang out with that person. It's not that we don't like that person anymore. It's not that they are a bad person. It's maybe you need to step back and recognize what it is within you. Recognize the energy that's coming from them that allows you to feel that way. Because if you're feeling like all of a sudden I just hung out with so-and-so and now I don't feel like I'm good enough. Guess what vibration you are now putting out into the world? The one that says, I'm not good enough. I won't have, I can't, I'll never, I wish, maybe one of these days, right? Nurture with consistency, with your total self. The other thing for me, nurturing with consistency means getting my butt in the gym. You guys have seen me. I use the hashtag nature, or excuse me, endorphins are nature's crack. Hashtag endorphins are nature's crack. I know when I go to the gym and I have a good workout, my vibration rises, okay? All right, guys. Now, obviously, I pulled this from The Secret, but visualization. Visualization, I just use this image because this was the best description. Visualization is the process of creating pictures in your mind of yourself enjoying what you want. Now, when you visualize, you generate powerful thoughts and feelings of having it now. You generate power. Let me rephrase that. When you visualize, you generate powerful vibrations of having it now. The law of attraction then returns that reality back to you just as you saw it in your mind. I can't tell you how much I've used this technique recently. Sometimes there are situations where we have to confront people and we're like, oh, I don't want this to get a little. Visualize the whole thing in your mind ahead of time. The secret, y'all, is to get into that place of unconditional love. Do that visualization and go make it happen. I'm sorry, there's dogs barking outside. But again, visualization is the process of creating pictures in your mind of yourself enjoying what you want. When you visualize, you generate powerful thoughts and feelings of having it now. The law of attraction then returns that reality to you just as you saw it in your mind. I swear to you, I cannot tell you how powerful this is. And a reminder, right? That we learned right off top that the universe doesn't know whether that vibration is coming from your mind, your visualization / imagination, or whether it's actually coming from your observation, your experience. Okay, guys, so I've got a slight manifestation challenge for you. So starting right now, tonight, all right? Now is the time for you to begin living your highest goddess life, your highest God life. Now is the time for you to start moving into that life purpose, to begin emitting the energy, the light, the vibration that is representative of your life purpose. So the first step that you are going to do in this challenge is you are going to clearly define your goals. All right. Now, understanding your goals, in order to define clear goals, the first step is to determine what you'd like to achieve. Okay. So we've got a good step on that because we'd like to achieve living our highest goddess life, right? Or the aspects of living our highest life. If you don't know where you're going, how can you get there, right? So once you've figured out where you need to go and what you need to achieve, you'll be able to come up with concrete goals to get you there. So take a few minutes to sit down and brainstorm your long-term dreams and desires. So you know what it is, but brainstorm the ultimate goal of living your highest goddess life. What is the ultimate goal for you? Is the ultimate goal to be able to, if I'm walking my highest goddess life, then my ultimate goal is to be able to feed 10,000 people. My ultimate goal is to retire on the beach. My ultimate goal, living my highest goddess life, is to, don't judge. Just let it flow. And I want you to find goals. It doesn't have to be one all-inclusive goal, but I want your goals list to include your 4 F's: family, fitness, your faith, and your finances. Your goals should include family, fitness, faith, and finances, okay? So over the next 28 days, and again, this is our encore presentation, so we are just a few days shy of 28 days because new moon was 2 nights ago. But the first thing every morning you're going to do for the next 28 days, and this is my challenge to you, is to write 10 things you are grateful for. Get up every morning. I actually write really small, and I use my list over and over, my page over and over again. But this, I do this every morning. You are going to write 10 things you are grateful for. Then right after that, you're going to write out your goals. You know that list of goals, your 4 F's? You're going to physically write them out. Again, pen and paper, not typing, not texting, not reciting, physically writing them out. And then you are going to recite your affirmations list out loud. Now, if possible, get into the mirror, look yourself in the eye. And you're going to continue to repeat that until you are like, yes, damn it, let's go. So really, guys, this doesn't take long. It really doesn't take long. It should take you maybe 3 to 5 minutes every morning. You can carve out 3 to 5 minutes. Because again, this is about nurturing our vibration. We're nurturing the vibration of that which we want to bring within our lives. This is the basis of manifestation. Again, here's the deal. You're manifesting at all times, but now we are doing divine manifestation. We are moving those things into your life, your divine purpose, your divine higher self, your divine life path, right? So midday, middle of the day, and it helps to set timers in your phone because I be getting forgetful sometimes too. But recite your goals and your affirmations. Now, if you have an opportunity, go do them out loud. Now, if you're at your desk at work, you know, if you got to look in your phone real quick and just go through them in your mind, understandable. But here's the deal. You know, how often this has happened to me in the past. You're on top of the world. You're walking on sunshine, right? And then something happens and you get into traffic and then like somebody almost sideswipes you and you're like, what the, and then all of a sudden your whole, just everything, and you forget that you were in a good mood, and all of a sudden that low vibrational music comes on and now you're just, right? So we need that midday refuel up, that midday charge up, that midday strengthening of that vibration. And then again, before bed, same thing. Write the 10 things you're grateful for, because the first thing we want to do is start raising our vibration by cultivating an environment of gratitude. Again, you are going to write your goals. And the beautiful thing about this, by writing them at night, that's one of the last things you do before you shut your eyes, because now it's on your mind, it's on your brain. And when you're sleeping, that's an opportunity for your mind to shut down and your subconscious to go to work, to organize things as it needs to, your subconscious to interact with your spiritual realm. And again, you're also going to recite your affirmations list out loud. Now, there is one thing that I forgot that is super, 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 super important. Super, super, super important. After you've gone through your 10, you've written out your 10 things that you're grateful for. You've written out your goals. You've recited your affirmations list. Now, when you lay down to close your eyes, you're going to visualize. You're going to see it as if it's right now. If there is a house that you've had your eye on, you are going to visualize. You are going to go into your pretend place and you are going to lay there and you are going to imagine, if I turn to the left, the window is over here and there'll be a chair in the corner over there. When I turn to the right, or the bathroom door is over here. The dresser, if you happen to have a TV in your bedroom, is in front of me. The door to the bedroom is over there. When you close your eyes, you are seeing it. You are imagining, you are feeling yourself in that new house, in that new car. Use visualization whenever you can. When you're driving to work, let's say your one of your goals or one of the things you want or need is a new car. So when you're driving to work, you are visualizing. You are like, you may put your hands down on the seats and you're like, ooh, you guys remember Bad Boys 2? He was like, feel the supple leather. You might not have leather. You might have cloth right now, but that's all right. You are going to imagine, well, don't close your eyes while you're driving, but imagine yourself in that space that you want to be, but imagine it right now, okay? Now, note your vibration. Pay close attention to your emotions, as again, they are an indicator of what you are attracting. So here's where it gets kind of cool, guys. Now that you recognize this, now that you know this, you can now become a neutral observer, okay? I'm in a bad mood. Okay, let me step back from this bad mood, because now I am already creating the very things that created this bad mood. That's what I'm attracting back to myself, right? So now I can step back, and as a neutral observer, now I can just recognize it for what it is, energy. And now that I recognize that it's energy, and I know how much control I have over the energy in and around me, now I can start to do something about it. I can go back into my affirmations. I can go back into my goals, into writing my gratitude statements. That, by the way, has been a biggie for me. So sometimes throughout the day, something happens and you get a little on edge or a little ticked off. If I can't do anything else, if anything, I'll start writing what I'm grateful for. That alone. And some days you're in a bad mood and you just have to force it. You got to force it until you really start flowing. Just do it. Pay attention to your vibration. Here's the deal, guys. This is why we get so many mixed manifestations. Because our vibration is all over the place, rather. Additionally, we might be thinking something positive on the forefront of our mind. Like how awesome it would be to live in our life purpose. But in the back of our minds, we've got that mindless chatter telling us, you don't have money, you're not good enough. What makes you think you could support your family on this? There are other people in the world that do it better than you. You're not capable, you're not strong enough, you're not cute enough, blah, 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 all these negative things, right? That vibration, those thoughts that are running through the back of our mind, those are the things that are keeping us from moving forward. That is what's controlling our vibration. So that's why I tell you, if you are like, why can't I not seem to attract this into my life? You got to go within. That is why we started with the healing ritual, to go within and to begin to heal those areas. Allow the universe, allow source, spirit, God, your higher self, to come in and heal those areas that maybe once were a little traumatic. Maybe once somebody really hurt your feelings when you were a little kid, and now that's stuck with you as an adult, and you're like, I could never do that. Because when I was a kid, that's why we're allowing that energy to move through our open space, because as it heals, even sometimes without our noticing it, we then go and do our process, this process for these next 28 days, writing our goals, being in our gratitude, using our affirmations, raising our vibration. So imagine healing going on plus the raising of vibrations. You cannot tell me you cannot receive your divine manifestation. You cannot tell me that you will not start to see opportunities and ways for you to move into and live and walk your highest goddess life or highest God life. And guys, when I say that, I'm not telling you to quit your job and go, start feeding the homeless full time. Like, that's not at all what I'm saying. For some people, walking in your life purpose requires you to be over here because that's where the people are, meaning in a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not telling you that you have to go and quit and do anything. Let me just disclaimer, But as you begin to visualize and recognize and know and feel these things and emit that vibration, the universe begins to bring that back to you. All right, guys, so let's start to wrap up. So I've got a couple of final last tips for you, and we are doing pretty good on time. All right, so as we wrap up for these last few minutes, releasing the how. This is really key. This is a key thing. This is something that Spirit deals with me with off and on, and really in the last few weeks, I've been brought to recognize where I've been trying to control the how. So we don't need to know how it's going to happen, right? Surrender to the will of your higher self. Surrender to the will of Spirit, of God, of Source. All we're doing is we're saying, I am whatever it is that you are saying. Don't worry about how you get there. That's not relevant at this point in time. Because here's the deal. When you start to, all right, I was just told to hold on. Okay, the universe has no agenda. Okay, so just a reminder, the universe has no agenda. It's always working for your highest good. So stop walking around talking about I'm being punished. I must have did something in a past life. Oh, this is payback for it. There is no agenda. Everything is for your highest good. If that's what's coming to you, that's the vibration you're putting out. You're a creator. When not attempting to find solutions, but actually actively letting go mentally and emotionally and allowing ourselves to go into the peaceful state, relaxed but not numb, we often have guidance, inspiration, clarity, and knowing drop into our awareness. We don't have to figure it out. God, source, your higher self, spirit, the infinite, the universe, whatever you want to call it, your guides, your fairies, your angels, your goddesses, they are going to, that knowledge is just going to drop into your consciousness. Now, here's the thing that I really want to like just put out there. You already have all the answers. So when these things drop into your consciousness, really it's you awakening to a new level of awareness. Remember, your highest self, your God self, your high, source, the infinite, I use those words interchangeably because I'm not separate from God and neither are you. You already have all the infinite knowledge, but again, we live on a very dense third dimensional earth. So we are limited in our earthly knowledge. So as you begin to open up and create that open space, it allows you to gain access to that infinite knowledge that is already within you. Is there anything else? Oh, and we don't need to actively seek these things. They just happen when we open and create space. So what I want to say, guys, can I say that? Okay, I can say that. What I want to say is that when we focus on the how, and I'm sorry, I had this slide in here twice, that when we focus on the how, we really start to limit the universe. Because again, we don't know what we don't know. And the fact of the matter is we don't know a whole lot. What we don't know could probably almost fill up infinity, right? Here on earth. So when we use our limited earthly thinking, when we use our limited mindset, our limited eyes, our limited earthly vision, and we're like, well, it has to happen like that in order for that to happen, in order for this to happen, we completely limit God. We completely limit all the infinite opportunities and means and ways for these things to come to us. So the biggest tip I can give you is to surrender to the how. Let it go. Doesn't matter how it happens. What matters is that you are in unity with yourself. You are in harmony with spirit, God, your higher self, that you are walking, living your highest goddess life, your divine purpose, your divine path, right? That's ultimately what matters. Everything is happening for your highest good. Spirit isn't squashing one person into the ground in order to raise you up. Don't worry about that. Everything is always happening for everyone at their highest good, even when it sometimes seems quote unquote tragic or detrimental here on this physical earth. Again, we're learning to step back from that. Stepping back from the duality of good and bad, right or wrong, in or out, up or down, appropriate, inappropriate, and just recognizing the energy for what it is. Okay, that's what this energy is. Okay, so I've created, I'm created, and I am creating this open space. Help me to understand God, spirit, my higher self, source, what it is that I am to do with this. Let me give you a little sidebar story, guys. Just one. So I'm actually supposed to be on a cruise ship right now. And I paid this cruise off like several months ago, and my tickets and everything. And I cannot tell you how much it's just been weighing on my intuition, my spidey sense. Like, love the people, super excited about going. But when it came down to it, like this, Hurricane Maria is out there. We were dealing with Hurricane Irma right before that, and we were leaving out of Florida. And so long story short, at the last second, literally at the 11th hour, I decided to cancel. I was like, you know what, this is tragic. I don't know what it was. Something within me was just like, no, no. And so I was really kind of bummed about it at first. Like, I was really looking forward to hanging out with these girls. I was looking forward to being on the beach. I was looking forward to maybe a frosty beverage or two. I was really looking forward to it. And I was almost disappointed when I let it go. Then when I canceled the cruise, the cruise was like, oh, you had trip protection, but screw your money. Sorry, you paid this much, you only get this much back. I was like, damn. All right, let it go. So I ended up canceling my plane tickets as well. And with Southwest, you don't get a refund, you get a voucher. Fine, no biggie. So amazingly enough, a couple of days ago, I'm on Facebook and I'm scrolling through, and I'm in this really amazing marketing group with some serious heavy hitters, right? I look at these guys like, you are so awesome. You know, these serious heavy hitters. And so I see a girl, one of the admins, she's live, and I literally scrolled past and something told me to scroll back, right? And I was like, and I scrolled past again and it was like, nah, go back. So I scroll back and I click. Well, then she's like, she sees me on her live stream. She's like, hey, Sharita, blah, blah, blah. You know, we've got this event going in Vegas next week. You know, really want you to be there, blah, blah, blah. You're rock star. Love your energy. We just love to have you there. And I was like, dang. Okay. Oh, here's the other part, guys. I'm supposed to be leaving for Puerto Rico next Thursday, but, you know, Puerto Rico and Hurricane Maria, they didn't really get along yesterday. So needless to say, the entire island is underwater and without electricity. It's probably not a good time to go try and do business and vacation right now, right? Okay. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not going to be in Puerto Rico next week. Vegas is next week, which is this business trip. So I'm like, well, you know, that'd be cool, but I just don't know if I could pull it off. So when I finished watching her live stream, I sent her a quick message. I was like, hey, girl, love to go. I would absolutely love to go. I just don't know if I could pull it off. This is a really high ticket mastermind. And by high ticket, I mean high dollar. Like, I don't spend that kind of money on stuff like that. You know? I mean, I don't spend that kind of money, period, let alone on stuff like that. And so she called me instantly. And she was like, Sharita, I don't care what it takes. I want you there. She was like, this is what we're going to be doing. Now, what's so crazy was the day before I had just said, man, I really need one-on-one help on A, B, and C. She was like, what we're going to be doing is A, B, and C. And I was like, what? Long story short, she made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. Now, had I just gone on my cruise and or skipped over the live stream, I would have completely missed out on this opportunity, because in my mind, I was like, the only way I'm going to be able to go to Vegas to go to this high ticket course is if I do this and then I do that, and then I'm going to have to spend this kind of money, and then, oh my God, I'm going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul, and you know, and then something told me a couple days ago, just let go of the how. Yep, and just start believing that you're going to get the one-on-one marketing help that you need from these heavy hitters. You're going to get it. Now, what's crazy is it literally just dropped in my lap. It dropped in my lap. She literally gave me a way where there was no way, in the sense of the financial aspect. She totally worked with me in a way that I would have never, ever imagined. Now, here's the cool part. Those Southwest tickets that I had to get rid of, now I have vouchers to pay for Vegas. All the money I saved from not going on the cruise and the spending money, I now have that so I can eat and pay for my hotel in Vegas. I'm not going to party in Vegas. Not really a Vegas person, but it's a great place to go do these high ticket courses. So what I'm saying to you guys, I'm sorry, that was a really long story, but long story short is that when we release the how things have to happen, things just start to flow. I released the how and I got into my vibration of, you know, this is cool. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to get coaching from one of these awesome people. Not only am I getting coaching from one of these awesome people, but from three different people, 3 different things that I absolutely was like, I have to have this. So then I told her, I was like, okay, so what do I need to have when I come? She was like, bring your laptop and your charger and be ready to work. I was like, score. She was like, within a week, you'll be ready to launch, and then we're going to do this, 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 and this. Score. I mean, guys, I know that it sounds crazy. I know it sounds whimsical, but I just cannot stress to you enough that when you get into that place of raising your vibration, holding that vibration on what it is that you want, not in the future, but now, I want this now. Using your visualization. I had been practicing some quantum techniques that I'm not really going to give away here, that I learned from the Imagination Guru. So if you are not familiar with Minister Jew and Noble Lampu, definitely check them out. But some quantum imaging techniques, and really, that's all I'm going to say about that have really been helping to raise my vibration and to keep that vibe, to create. You are a creator. You are creating at all times. So now that you know that, let's get focused and intentional. Okay, wrap up. Last few slides. I challenge you. So I have a challenge for you. This is my personal challenge to you. I challenge you to follow the daily practice every single day throughout this lunar cycle without fail. Every single day, morning, noon, and night. I challenge you to stay accountable to the group. If you're not in the group, tag me. I dare you to stay accountable publicly. Tag me in your posts on a daily basis. And when staying accountable doesn't mean you have to write out all your goals and all of that on Facebook and then tag me in it. What some of the girls have been doing so far is just been like, hey, just did my blah, blah, and blah, you know, and then hashtagging goddess vibration. Or if you are a man, feel free to do God vibration, something like that, okay? But really, in particular, I want you to tag me and tag your posts on a daily basis. Share any thoughts or revelations or any feelings. If you notice any healing amongst you, in you, and through you and around you in your situations and your relationships, feel free to share those things. Because here's the deal. Here's the deal. It is time to start living your highest God and goddess life, which means letting your light shine, speaking your truth. And when you let your light shine and you speak your truth, two things happen. Number one, you attract the people whom you are meant to help. Some of you have services and products out there and you're like, I can't seem to find the people to pay because you're not speaking your truth. You're speaking the marketing material and the marketing stuff that they gave you, but you're not speaking your truth, your story, right? The second thing that happens is not only do you attract the people whom you're meant to help, but you attract the people whom are meant to help you. You also attract the people who are meant to help you. Guys, the only reason this girl, when she was doing her lives, this woman, she's not a girl, this woman knew who I was when I popped onto her live stream is because literally last week, I finally got bold in this big group of like big time marketers, in my eyes anyway. I don't know what the industry says, but in my eyes, anytime I see somebody doing six-figure launches and doing 40 and 50 and 60, $70,000 deals, one deal, that's a big time person to me, right? When I finally got brave to go in this group, I went and I just told my story. You know what I'm saying? I just talked about this is who I am, where I'm at, where I'm going with it, and this is what I'm looking for, and this is what I'm excited about. This is what I'm a little nervous about, but I'm going to do it anyway. And you know what she told me when I talked to her? She was like, Sharita, I just love your energy. I just love your energy. So, two things. Let your light shine. You attract the people whom you are meant to help. Doesn't mean you're supposed to go and swaddle them and hold them close and change their diapers and feed them. We're not talking about that. Some people you help just by telling your story. But you also attract the people in this world who are here to help you, all right? So I challenge you to stay accountable publicly. Put that vibration out there wholeheartedly. Push past fear, push past insecurity. I challenge you to share your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. If you have a story about, I raised my goddess vibration, I put that intention out there, I used my affirmations, I said my goals, and oh my God, it's only been 4 days, but look what just happened. Because sometimes, guys, it happens right away. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, months, years, days, whatever, to physically manifest right here in the now. But regardless, we hold that vibration with the expectation that we know it is happening. We know everything is happening for our highest good. All right. And then finally, I challenge you to remain open to the possibilities that the universe has for you. That's the biggest challenge of all. We can all fake the funk on Facebook. We can all, okay, yeah, I wrote it all out. But really to remain open, that's the biggest challenge of all. Remain open to all the possibilities. Drop the hows. Know that the universe is always working towards your highest good. All right, guys, now we really are on our last slides, I promise. So today, we actually covered a lot in the last, about hour and 50 minutes. We talked about the importance of the Virgo new moon. We talked about we talked about the deep inner healing ritual. We went through that healing ritual. It's not a long ritual. Do it as you need it. Do it when you need to do it. Do it when you feel prompted. Do it whenever it pops in your mind. And again, you're going into your sacred space. right? Now, whether that be inside your imagination, whether it be actually out in nature if you can, but otherwise go within your imagination and see that light expanding from within you, and rest in that light, and just know that as that light and that energy moves through, that it's healing everything that needs to be healed, that light is illuminating those dark shadows within, and it's healing them and integrating. Because here's the key, guys. Here's the really cool thing about doing shadow work. Usually the thing that's hidden in our shadow that's holding us back from moving forward, maybe it's fear, maybe it's lack, it's insecurity, whatever. As soon as we heal that, we begin to integrate it into our life. That's usually the one thing that will propel you forward, that will just propel everything forward, all right? So do that deep healing ritual. You don't need any guidance. You can close your eyes and just imagine. Use music. You know, I turned on that music during the stream of conscious writing. I personally meditate to a lot of electronica and house music. Do what is natural to you, okay? We also covered how to tap into and deepen your connection to the divine. And what was that again? Getting into that open space and just allowing, not forcing any thought, not forcing any intention, not forcing any agenda, but allowing. And what we find is the more and more we get into that sacred space, the easier and easier it gets to get into that mind, to get into that vibration, to get into that dimension, that realm, right? So just continue to do it. Creating that open space and dropping the how of everything allows our higher self to come down within. Being aware of our emotions. Are we down in the red in hate? Are we up in the purple in unconditional love? Okay. We also covered how to get off the roller coaster of life and become a neutral observer by recognizing that your emotions are an indicator. They're an indicator. So rather than ride the wave of the emotion all the way down to the pit, once you recognize that emotion, get off. Oh, okay. So I see that right now. This is what I'm creating. Let me go into my gratitude statements. Let me go into my I am statements. Let me go into my sacred space. Let me heal from this. And as I open up space, my higher self, spirit, source, God, drops into my consciousness what I need to know, my next move. Ooh, even though this felt tragic, it really was for my highest good. Do I share that? Yes, share that. Okay. 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago, November 11th of 2015. This is 2017. 2015. I went out with some friends, and hold on. I'm just getting messages. Okay, cut to the point is what Spirit is telling me. All right. Long story short, I totaled my car. Like, blah, 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 I totaled my car. So I loved my car. My car was paid for. I didn't have a car note. My car, I loved my car. I had a really nice car. And so for me, it was tragic because I was like, where's the money going to come from? Who can afford a car payment? Like all these things. Like it was just really tragic. I was physically safe. I was fine. Like to look at my car, you couldn't even tell. I actually swerved to avoid traffic and hit a curb really hard enough that it bent the frame. Okay. So long story short, it was pretty tragic to me because something told me, take your ass home. And I was out and about, you know, just gallivanting around town. So long story short, that event ended up being a huge catalyst for me. That event, as depressing, as traumatic as it was for me mentally and emotionally, it ended up putting me in a position where I had to trust, right? It worked out for my highest good. Now, guess what? There's a car I've always wanted that I ended up getting like a month later. Not even. I wrecked my car November 11th. I bought my new car the Monday after Black Friday. So it would have been Cyber Monday. So really just a matter of 3 weeks later. And my dream car that I wanted, At the time, I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to afford this. And it just so has it that my husband was online just looking at cars, and one came into the dealership, and they had just put it online. Like, they hadn't cleaned it, they hadn't gone through it, they hadn't inspected it. And they put it online in the morning, and we went and test drove it that evening, and we're signing paperwork, we're negotiating that night, and we're signing paperwork the very next day. Like, it was that, like, it just so happened. And the guy, even the salesman, was like, I honestly can't believe the sales manager went for that. Because I told him what I wanted to pay all in. He was like, oh, plus taxes, title, and no, everything. And he was like, he literally grabbed the paper and was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to the sales manager. But guess what? Boom. Then the big concern was, oh my God, what does my credit look like? Dude, I got under a 4% interest rate. For me, that was really huge, okay? So again, get off the roller coaster of life. Get off that roller coaster of the emotions. I could have literally spent the next 3 weeks drowning in my depression, my frustration, my misery, my lack. But literally, and this is kind of the thing that happened for me, because I knew consciously that I was creating, right? But I hadn't really internalized it until about, for me, it honestly took 3 days. It was the third day in of being depressed about not having a car. Where's this money going to come from? That I just all of a sudden was like, no, I can't live here. Things have got to change. And let me tell you something, that was the catalyst to my entire world opening up in ways that I would never have imagined. So I'm sorry to go long again, guys, but again, get off the roller coaster. You don't have to attach yourself to all the negative energy that comes through. Sit back and observe it. When that positive stuff comes in, you want to write it, but recognize it for what it is, and then go into your open space and allow your higher self, spirit, source, God, to direct and guide you. And also tonight, we covered how to attract your divine passion into your life, right? We went very explicitly over that. And finally, we talked about how to remove any blockages in your flow of abundance. Okay? So those blockages, in case you forgot, that's going to be that list that said the thoughts that come to your mind as to why you can't live your highest goddess life, why you can't have the things that you love most in life, that you most enjoy. Those are your blockages. So now we are removing them and placing them with our new affirmations. The more and more you recite these things with consistency, with repetitive motion, the more and more, I hate to say it like this, it's going to sound really lame, but the more and more you start to drink your own Kool-Aid, the more and more you start to believe it and feel it. The more and more you believe it and feel it, the more and more you emit it. And what is that? Again, your vibration is your point of attraction. The more and more you bring it to you. Yay! Okay, guys. Woo! So that wraps us up for tonight. I realized that I went and actually did pretty good. We're right at 2 hours right now. So I went just a few minutes over. I thought we'd be about 1:30, a few minutes over. But I really, 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 truly hope that you enjoyed tonight's session. By all means, y'all, if you have questions, anything that you want to discuss, feel free to leave them in the comments. Feel free to put them in the private messages or send me a private message. Also, if you're in a place, you're doing these stream of conscious writing, but you're still just kind of struggling to identify some of those abundance blockages or those things that are, those boulders that are blocking your flow of abundance, please make sure you schedule a discovery session with me. The link is in the description. Schedule a free discovery session with me ASAP. That is a free one-on-one session where we will be face-to-face, where we can talk and interact. And again, my goal isn't to tell you what to do, but really to help you wade through what it is that you might be seeing, feeling, experiencing in your life. And really, all I want to do is just offer through unconditional love, through God, our divine self, what it is that may, little tidbits and key points that may help you move forward in your journey. My gift of love from me to you, because that's what I know I am here to do. I am all day. I am the most Virgo of all Virgos. Okay, guys. But on the flip side of the coin, my moon is Scorpio all day long. You'll see it in some of my past posts, hashtag shadow worker. I am here to help you illuminate the shadow. What is hiding in the dark? And in the shadow, what do we tend to find? Fear, lack, anger, destruction, insecurity, trauma, pain, hearsay, made up shit. Sometimes we make stuff up and then we believe that bad Kool-Aid. I can't do this. Says who? I want to do a podcast. I want to start a new YouTube channel, but I don't have a fancy camera. You got internet and a phone. Boom. You know what I mean? Sometimes there are things that are hiding in our shadow that it just sometimes having a neutral observer help us to recognize. Zero judgment. Okay, guys, I love you lots. We did not do this at the beginning, but y'all know that I love to social it up. One of the things I do plan on doing is to make more posts reminding us to social. Now, there's two reasons why I social. Number one, because your body at its very worst is at least 75% or 70% water. That means every single cell in your body, every single cell, your skin, your fingernail, you know, your organs, your heart, every single cell is at minimum, at least 70% water. So we want to make sure that we are hydrating ourselves. And usually when you're in a more healthy state, you're closer to 90% water, okay? By the way, dehydration is one of the big key factors to aging. I'm gonna just throw that out there. And the second reason is that water is a magnificent conductor of electricity, energy, light, right? So by being hydrated, usually when I meditate, I chug water before, during, and after. And if you guys really want a cool experiment, meditate with like a bottle of water in your lap or in your hands. Taste that water and then go taste some other, like a bottle of water that wasn't near you doing meditation. You'll notice a huge difference. But again, we want to allow that energy to flow. So that's why I always start my live streams and end my live streams with social. So I apologize, I did not do that, but let's social it up real quick. All right, guys, I love you lots. Thank you to all of you who have been joining the Emerging Goddess Challenge. So excited about that. And again, really what that challenge is, or the e-coaching series, is all about really helping you to tap into your highest goddess life, breaking through those roadblocks. Again, especially for those of you who are like, what is my purpose here on this earth? What is my divine passion? You know, I don't know what that is. Make sure you are registering for the Emerging Goddess Challenge. It is completely free. It's free, it's free, it's free. Heads up, some of the things that we have coming up. What I am endeavoring to do, guys, is to make sure that we are balancing mind, body, and spirit. So you will be seeing me posting more fitness things. And in the next week or two, especially now that Puerto Rico has been pushed off, I am going to be doing more on nutrition, on creating effective meal plans, helping you to understand what macros are, how to calculate your macros, you know, carbs, good and bad, blah, 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 blah. So I think we're gonna, my intention is to be doing at least a weekly video on some food and nutrition. All right. All right, guys, I love you lots. Have an amazing day. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here. It has been a great evening. And again, just allow that vibration to flow. Open up to it. Peace and love, y'all. Have an amazing day. I will see you in the Goddess Realm tomorrow for our daily reading. Take care. Or an amazing evening. Take care. Bye.